present the premise of the run. So just pop a quick stream marker there. Cool. Right. Welcome everybody to ETS2, a game where normally you are driving a truck quite sensibly and trying to deliver cargo. However, today, for whatever reason, make it up as you go along, I have ended up in Malmo, Sweden. Now, obviously, I need to get to UKSG. So, we are going to try our best to get there as quickly as possible. Now, the rules for getting between two cities in ETS2 as fast as you can are you have to start on the service pad with the service message shown in the route advisor. You have to finish at the same spot in the endpoint city. You can take whatever routes you want, whatever thing you want, however you want to go about it. Apart from that, all rules, all bets are off. Time starts when I start moving the truck. Time finishes when I stop the truck in the service station at the other end. And the service station has to, like I say, the service station message has to be shown in the route advisor for it to be a valid stop. The only problem is that in the last week there's been an update to the map which has put some blocks in my way, which means this run went from about 25 minutes to now just short of 30. My best run so far, as you can see above, is 28:39. I've had a couple of other runs that failed miserably because I drove head-on into the gates. My plan for this at the event is that if the donation reader has any donations to read out, I have to stop the truck, which means it is up to people donating whether I finish this or not in the time given, because that, my estimate, will be the total amount of time I am allowed to run for. Now that I've got all that out of the way, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Now my choice of truck is the Scania R with the biggest engine possible because, you know, we want to go fast. I have put the 6-speed gearbox in there for the same reason, because it gives us the best gear ratio for the top gear, which means we are going to be going the fastest, which is about 100 kilometers and 100 miles an hour or 156 miles an hour. I don't know if you caught the trailer image in the camera, but I am running a skin called the Best Community Ever. Now, admittedly, the devs SCS put that in for their community. However, I thought it was only appropriate
Get ready to turn right.
that I have that skin on my truck for this one.
Turn right.
Now, I am sporting my favourite colour scheme on this truck, which is red, white and blue, which unfortunately is not fitting with UKSG, but the green just doesn't work in any form. So, we are coming up on the first big obstacle, which is our first toll booth, and if there isn't a truck in front of me, which there's a bus, that'll do. If I can get close enough to this bus, I will be able to sneak through here without stopping. Nailed it! We hit the back of the bus, but that's... and the bus has stopped dead. Oh dear. Well, there's one thing that can go wrong when you try and drive a truck at 100 miles an hour. But minor time loss, not to be sniffed at. Damage, however, that's a bigger problem. If I get over 15% damage, engine malfunctions will start to occur. When they will happen, how often they will happen, is entirely up to RNG. But note, the higher damage I get, the more likely I am to get cluster malfunctions. And you will know it's a cluster malfunction because the entire dashboard will flash. At least you'll see the indicator signals flashing. We don't want those. They slow us down. They reduce our air pressure, which means our brakes will eventually lock on. Yes, I am running air brake simulation in this. That's just how I play it. Just how I play the game. That's just what I've got used to. I briefly mentioned bringing the trail. There are a few reasons for that. One, it stops us from rolling over as much. Two, it makes it a little bit nicer to drive generally because it stops us from sliding about as much. 3, it kind of just looks nice. Now, normally I wouldn't be doing this with the route advisor on, but I'm doing it just so that it was easy to show you the route in the map at the start of the game. There is a ferry in the middle of it. I use that as my split point for this, just so that I can see roughly how far up and down I am. It's a little bit less than, in fact it's not even halfway, it's a third of the way through the run. Which is probably not the best place to have a natural split point, but it's the only place that works, really. So yeah, normally this game is a lot more chill. You would never be doing 150 miles an hour, 150 kilometers an hour. You'd be taking your time trying to be as careful as possible. I want to go in behind that truck there. I'm going to try and sneak in behind this guy. This is a pay booth, isn't it? God damn it. I've ended up in a pay booth, haven't I? Yep, I've ended up in a pay one. I wanted to be over there. Means this is going to take forever. Yep, I've got to stop dead in this marker. Slow. I picked the slow route. Come on, let me through. Yep, so I picked the wrong one. Still need to figure out which one the correct route is through there. Hang on. Let me see. Okay, found it. See you next. Good. First from the left is the correct gate to go through. Or at least the better gate to go through. There's still barriers in the way. Which is a pain in the butt because they added that in the last update. Which is the last update before I'm recording this submission, which was 1.57. Previously, there was just an open fly-through section on each of the toll booths we've been through, that you could just drive straight through it at top speed without stopping. And while it's a pain, it's fine. I could downpatch if I want to. SCS are quite good at keeping old versions up on Steam for you to downpatch to if you want to. I'm going to be running on latest patch because it's just easier and saves a lot of effort setting up the branch to downpatch it. Plus, in the meantime, if they release any more patches, they can and will probably remove them. You know, for a 13-year-old game, they do a good amount of support. They update old areas reasonably frequently, or older areas. They are slowly making their way back to the base game now. Their next rework section is going to be the UK, which we are going to get to see some of the horribleness of it when we get there shortly. Because it is a stark difference between particularly some of the new areas of the map like Greece and the Balkan states, because, you know, much more recent. The reason they've done Scandinavia, the reason they've updated Scandinavia in the most recent update is because the DLC there is a new DLC dropping, or when submissions close to this, it will have dropped on the 28th or 26th of November. Is it tomorrow? Is it the? It's sometime around the 20, the end of November that's dropping. So that's why they've released that rework now before the new DLC drops, which is the rest of Scandinavia, go all the way up to the north of Norway. But yeah, the next major project after that is the UK rework. I can't remember what they've said the next DLC expansion is for Europe. I pretty much think they're running out of bits of Europe to add in
Keep left.
without expanding into problematic political territories, which we are not going to go down. As there was a plan to expand into Russia, but rightly so, they decided to hold off on that. So, we're nearly through Denmark now at the coast. We are about to leave the motorway, the highway, the freeway, however you want to describe it.
Turn right.
Fine. Leaving the major roads now. We are now into into what I like to call the roundabout portion. There are 3 roundabouts coming up. The first one's the biggest pain because it's just after the road narrows down to a single lane. The other 2 not so bad because they're on the way into Edgeburg, where we are going to catch our very tough bull. Now I'm surprised I haven't had an engine malfunction yet, but saying that, I think I've just jinxed it, so we'll take the blessings while we've had them. Actually, they've changed it. It used to be, it's dual carriageway all the way up to the roundabout, it's just not dual carriageway after it.
Take the second exit.
So far, runs have been mediocre. I've had 2 completed runs, Chrono. This one is the one that I'm going to be submitting. So at the moment, we're not doing bad on this one. We had a little hiccup at one of the gates because I went into the wrong... At one of the toll booths, I went into the wrong booth. I went into the wrong lane and had to stop dead to pay. So that was a minor setback, but we're doing alright. We are still... Excuse me, stop. Ah, slid into the barrier. The invisible wall. But we are looking like we are on for at least a par run. We've got about 20 seconds to get to the... seconds to get to the terminal before I start going over, which isn't too bad. We're only going to be over by a few seconds.
Turn left, and then turn left. Turn left,
Cool.
then continue straight.
Cool. Yeah, we are slightly over on this section, but only by seconds, not by long. I have a shot again. And that's the very paid for. Yeah, 8.1 seconds over. I have a shot coming in. So that's okay.
Rerouting.
I actually remembered to turn that time before I set off. So that's going to shave a little bit of time off there. Don't worry about the beeping. That's just the air brake saying, we need more air, we need more air. We'll give that back momentarily. Higher the revs, the faster it goes up. But yes, runs are going. We've had a few failed attempts because I was experimenting without the trailer. Didn't work at all. Nice slide there. Actually helped. And I've upped the engine to the oh no, I think I upped the engine to the 77 before I started. Yeah, I was going to try one of the other gearboxes, but I feel like the gear ratios are going to hurt me more than having more gears will help, because I don't think it will help. So yeah, we're on the A63 heading out Hull, which should turn into the M62, but again, 2012 SCS decision making decided, no, we're not going to use the M62. I've got power mode, high power mode on the automatic gearbox. I'll go through the settings afterwards. High power mode. Route advisor set to best route, because that tends to keep you on high speed routes where they're available, which is usually just bigger roads. We had a little bit of a... yeah, I've also turned off rain, turned off road closures, but they're off. I turn those off by standard. So what road closures will do is they will block off just an entire junction on a road so that you can't get down the junction you want to get down, and usually it's the one to get into the city you want to get into. Thanks game, I was turning left there, so you decided to slide right. Lovely. There we go, there's one. There's my first one. Roadside. Roadside instants are set quite low. They're interesting to have on, but they get in the way. Don't think you can turn up or down. At the end of whatever road this happens to be, I have no idea. Brings us out just north of where Sheffield is on the map. Like I said, the map for the UK is woefully bad. Woefully bad.
Go straight.
But again, it was designed in 2012. Yeah, 2012. You're going to turn right on me. I'm going to get there first. I didn't actually touch that truck, which is interesting, so you hit the wall. I assume that's just because I existed in the space he wanted to occupy. Oh. Ooh, bit of frantic factory. Now we're into like the second most annoying part of this route. This is the larger of the single carriageway sections, so this is probably the most annoying part of the drive. Because it has some of the tightest corners on it as well. And because I'm using a controller, and I will be using a controller at the event, it means I've got to shave off a hell of a lot of speed to get it round the corners. Otherwise it's just not going to do it. Yes, I am driving on the wrong side of the road, I am well aware, and actually it doesn't matter right now because there's nothing coming in the other way. No, the amount of time and effort that the devs have put into maintaining this game is ridiculous. Like, I don't know a single game other than GTA 5 that has... Oh, and Skyrim. Saying that, I don't know a single game. I know two. Two games that have been going for roughly the same amount of time. Or two other games that have been going for the same amount of time. But, you know, GTA 5 has had GTA Online basically paying for... In fact, that's the only reason that game has still been going, is GTA Online. Skyrim, which has just been a completely solo experience, having as many re-releases as it's had over the years, is ridiculous. Euro Truck Simulator, to date, has had one release, and it is going to be released on Xbox and PlayStation in the near future, at time of recording. Which is wild to me, because this is now a 13-year-old game that's finally getting a console release. Gosh, that's... Come on, get off the wall. Let me go! What am I stuck on? Come on. There we go. So yeah, that's what happens when you take your eyes off for a minute. Or you happen to clip a wall just to the wrong angle. So while this run isn't going to PB, it shows you that the crashes are absolutely hilarious when they go wrong. For once of alleviating any concerns, there isn't any likelihood of the run actually dying because I have the ability to recover to a nearby garage where I can repair and carry on. There is an alternate route. While it's not a valid run for the well, I say leaderboards, the route that we're taking doesn't exist on the leaderboards. So, you know, it being a valid run for leaderboards is irrelevant. This is just a bit of fun and something I want to try and get into a marathon because I can't remember if ETS Euro Truck Simulator 2 has ever been shown off at UKSG. Not that I've been around for long enough to know the full history. It probably has. But I thought, you know, a little bit of simu style racing, not proper simulation racing, would be cool to see at an event. No, and we hit the... We are probably locked now. That was an interesting lockup. Come on. So yeah, we've now unlocked clustered failures. Thankfully we're going through the tunnels in daylight because, you know, travelling through them in the dark is a pain in the butt because of all the strobing effect that comes from passing under the fluorescent lighting in there. Carlisle, this is the last, not this one, there's another junction, so this is, there are a few more junctions, but Carlisle is the last city we will pass before we hit Glasgow. Because also, I know for a fact that a lot of people are going to be very disappointed because in a minute we're going to hit the Scottish border. There is no sign for Scotland, just a tiny little sign that says you are now on the M74. One. Oh, we got a single malfunction. Nice. Also, I can zoom in the camera. Be a little bit further down the road. We are currently heading in the right direction. Keep left, then continue straight. Also, I can hold up to reset the camera. But
Go straight.
uh-oh. Thank you. So yeah, just running. I will not be doing this at the event. I might actually change the camera at the event. I don't know yet. We'll see. Oh yeah, time for the only shortcut that I can possibly take, or at least that I know of. And it's the smallest shortcut. But hey, when you get used to a route, you stick to it, right? until you learn a better one, and I don't think there is a better one for this. There might be, you know, it might be more beneficial to go down the off-ramps and back up. Unlikely, given the amount of speed that I would lose coming back up. Because, you know, big heavy truck. So, we are getting down to the last 5 minutes or so. And again, the plan, like I said at the beginning, the plan is that if there are donations, I will make it known that I will stop the truck for that amount of time and then set off again. I will slow the truck down, stop it, take my hands off the controller, pick it up and go. I'm not doing this as a, you know, I'm racing against anybody or I'm racing against a particular time. I'm just doing this as a, oops, I've gone to the wrong place, I need to get to Glasgow for UKSG kind of thing. I know the date and time around. As far as I know, this doesn't do anything other than summertime, hence the BST over GMT. So, we are nearly at the end. Like I said, now we are definitely in the last 5 minutes. There's my best time is 28:39. And it's unlikely that... Yeah, I just figured out how to create custom... Oh, you've... Nice. Yeah, I've got tools and stuff installed that would help me create a custom job. The issue is that I wouldn't be able to put that onto the PC's screen, or at least I wouldn't want to, because, you know, not necessarily licensed software. I don't think there's a way of doing it in game either. But I know all the job files are stored when you close the game down, so if you load up a game with a specific job in it, then yeah, you can add whatever you want to those files. So we are now at 99%, which means these breakdowns, malfunctions, whatever, are going to be, yeah, 94%. Yeah, custom job would be cool. Yeah, it should be once you've set it up. Depends on the mod, because the tools I've got are all external to the actual game. So I've got Truckee, which is basically just third-party truck profile manager type thing, and then I also have a piece of software called Trucksbook, which is all based around virtual trucking companies. So it records and so yeah, it records jobs that you do across. Oh, custom paint job. Yeah, so the custom paint job for the truck would be cool. You can... I can't remember where it is. I found somewhere online, I can't remember where it was, the thinking up the top, thinking and can't think. The texture palettes, or the texture files, like blank ones, blank texture files, so you could paint them up however you wanted. And then I found the tool for generating the mods. Yeah, just download a bunch, yeah. But no, for the time being, I want to stick with the best community ever because, you know, it feels appropriate. But when I get round this corner and we finish this... Oh, I braked a little bit late for that corner, hence the sliding and the squealing and the...
Get ready to turn left.
Go a bit wide, that's okay.
Turn left. Keep left.
Yeah, try to do a bit of damage there. Now.
Turn left.
Cool. And I forgot to stop, which means this isn't... It's not valid until I actually get the thing pop up. I pressed the stop button too early. Apparently that is... So the reason that's showing up as that is because it's actually a better time on the second split. Actually, that says it's PB, but it's wrong. It doesn't, it's not. Might... But yeah, no, that's it. So we've arrived in Glasgow. We're good for attending UKSG. Yeah. Thank you.